So, when you think about the brain, it basically runs all of your organs. It regulates your temperature, it operates your immune system, it basically repairs any damage that's done to your body, and it controls your muscles. It runs your digestive system. Everything in your body has to go through the brain. The brain is a very powerful organ. And one of the most important jobs of the brain is to keep you safe, emotionally, physically, and mentally. It warns you of danger. It fights off diseases that are invading your body. The brain loves novelty. It welcomes love and pleasure. Now, the brain contains most of the programming that pretty much determines how we live our lives. This is why I say that mental slavery is far more dangerous than physical slavery. And, the term brainwash is a real thing. You could either brainwash your brain to be negative or brainwash your brain to be positive. This is why when you use mind power to reach your highest potential, you must align your thinking and feelings with your belief patterns and emotions. Now, again, your subconscious mind is implicit. Your behavior and the majority of the results that are driven by your subconscious mind, is due because, again, 95% of our brain is subconscious. The subconscious mind cannot distinguish what is real and what's not real. And this is why it's imperative to understand that when you think about knowledge really is potential power. But knowledge plus application, it's now power, because now you're putting it to existence, and it's a very important thing to understand that. And when you break down the biology of the brain, the brain is made up of special nerve cells, which are called neurons. It contains as many as 100,000 neurons. And those neurons are constantly talking to each other. They're actively, exchanging information with each other. And, the more often that neurons communicate with each other through a particular pathway, then it becomes wider and better for the neurons to connect with each other. So it's very important, again, of how you think. This is why I always say that you must treat your house the way you treat your mind. You must not trash it, because really we live most of our lives in our mind. Every thought, feeling, and action in our life is some combination of neural patterns connecting to one another. And the mind is really like a software. It's basically, it could be programmed, and it also could be reprogrammed. When you learn a new skill, you change your brain by making new, neural patterns that, is making a new connection. Now, this is why, you have to be mindful, no pun intended, in what you put into your mind. We have, about 50,000 thoughts a day. And research has shown that mindfulness meditation in particular increases the ability to focus and remain optimistic. This is why, I always highly encourage people to meditate every day, even if it's for 5 minutes. It's very important to really calm the mind, because it strengthens your focus muscle. And neurons that fire together, wire together. Again, the brain is a software. It's constantly, downloading information. Your childhood experience, your first years of your life, your brain is on theta. Many of the belief patterns derive from our parents, our teachers, our siblings, and our friends of what they have told us about ourselves. They pretty much teach us our mindset, our skills, and our beliefs. And yes, some of those things may be, empowering, but the harsh reality is that the majority of that information does not serve us well. And, think about when you're a child, you get laughed at because something embarrassing happened to you. That is subconsciously downloaded to your brain. When your parents shame you, that again is subconsciously downloaded to your brain. It lowers your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-image. But the good news is that we can reprogram our minds by changing our thinking. And that is mind power. I want to keep it short like that. I think I want to definitely have a guest about this topic. But I'm going to end it with a final thought. The mind is simultaneously your greatest foe and your most trusted ally. It can be a dangerous master or it can be a beautiful servant. Okay, when you master the mind, you master your life. And the choice is ultimately yours. When your emotions are not connected to the past, that's called wisdom. And now you have transformed. I'm John Tavar. Peace out.